There you go. What's up, guys? Welcome. So, took a trade earlier this morning. It was a sell around this area here, and pretty much aiming for Nasdaq to head below this low in here. I think we should be able to get it either today or throughout this week. We should see it come down into that level, 14,552 level, or possibly lower as well. The sell that I did take earlier, though, I did get stopped out. Like I mentioned, I took the trade around this area here with this up can. Oh no, sorry, it was this up candle coming up into this up candle. So my trade was around, my entry was around here, and I closed it out around here because I took my stop loss. I placed it down just at the body of this candle here. So with this retracement here, I got stopped out. I didn't really believe that we should have had retraced any further. That we should have kept on going lower for a lot more, but yeah, I got stopped out anyways. But I still got a good move. It was about 50 points if I recall. It was around here, about 50, 60 points. So it wasn't bad. And I'm still expecting it to come down into, like I mentioned, the low down here. We should go ahead and sweep that for liquidity. So we'll see if we get a new entry here on the live session. If it does, then that'd be great. If not, oh well, I already had an entry anyways. But we'll look at price action, see what we get. Because we already took out a daily low here. So let's see real quick. Yeah. So if price does start rejecting, it could be reversing. So I would like for price to stay below. I want to see it stay below this low here. I don't think we should really want to retrace any much higher. And if it's going to come down for this low right now or today, I don't think we should retrace any higher than this low anymore, because that's a daily low. And if we retrace any higher, that means that I possibly already took out all that daily liquidity and most likely will reverse. I think the last point of interest for it to hold as resistance would be this imbalance in here. So if price does go up, I think that's the last area I will look for sells. If it trades through that, then it's possibly going to go higher into the highs out there. So I wouldn't want to see it trade any higher than the low that we have here. And we do have a couple of highs here, so there's some liquidity that could be generating there, but overall, I don't think we should go up there until we take out this actual low here. On the 1 minute time frame, we have a couple of imbalances. As you guys can see, we have an imbalance here, and we have one up there. So we could use that as resistance if it goes anywhere up there. Overall, the objective should be below this low here. On the 3 minute time frame, we also have a smaller imbalance there. Well, not smaller, but it's actually bigger. Nice, Chevron. Yeah, it was a really nice move to the downside. It looks like it's possibly gonna hit that level in a couple of minutes. Once it does, we'll see how price reacts. Like I said, I'm already out of my sell anyways. So if I don't get in anymore, then I'll possibly, if it hits that level and we break some market structure on the lower time frames, I'll probably look to get long afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of where my entry was as well, around this area here. The other indices look like they were really much weaker than NASDAQ, actually. They all are actually under that same low that NASDAQ is reaching for. We could possibly see the 5 minute time frame here have a retracement around that area and then head lower for the low. That's if it doesn't go all the way lower before. There it's having that little pump higher. We're inside of this imbalance that should act as resistance here. And there's a really smaller one on the 1 minute time frame just above it. So it could possibly wick into that as well. 1 sec. Okay, so we already have this 5-minute candle closed and the next one opened. I would have liked for it to close under the imbalance because this could possibly make this next 5-minute candle support price. So if it's going to go lower, I think it should start going lower now, because if it starts going higher, then I wouldn't be too sure for the price to keep on going any much lower. But then again, we could still wick inside of the 1-minute imbalance here. So we'll watch that and see. Okay, so that looks pretty good. That's starting to reject there now. So we should have liquidity under these lows here. And obviously under this low as well, there should be some sort of liquidity under that there. And obviously some liquidity above this high. So it could go higher than this high first before actually coming down. But overall objective for at least the next 30 minutes, we should keep on heading lower for this low down here. Our fifth level. Pretty much have the 62 and the 71 retracement. I think that's as much as I would like to see it go to the upside. Wouldn't really want to see it go much higher than that, because if it does, I think it's most likely going to try to go for the highs. So yeah, that's not good for the sells right now, especially because it closed way above the imbalance in here. So it's most likely that's going to want to come for these highs before. That's if we actually do go lower for this low here. And the reason I wouldn't take a sell here, or why I didn't take a sell here, is because it doesn't give me enough range for the objective. We're already too close to the range, and I pretty much already made some good profit from up here to down here. So there's really no need to re-enter here. I'd rather just wait for it to see if we actually do come down here and then start reversing. Then I would rather just look for the buy there. Senior entries are pretty good. Still has that imbalance there on the 15-minute time frame, which it could still act as resistance above these highs, but that would be pretty much it. If it keeps on going higher, then I don't think it's most likely going to come down here anymore. Okay, so let's just watch this 5-minute imbalance here. It's most likely going to act as support, but we'll see right now if we get into it. If we test it or come down to it before we actually hit this 15-minute one, it's most likely going to act as support to hit that 15-minute imbalance there. Looks like the volume's starting to get a little bit calm right now. Starting to get kind of consolidated. On the 1-minute time frame, we did take out a swing high here. That's why we're having some sort of retracement. And we did hit an imbalance here on the 1-minute. We haven't hit it. Oh no, we did actually on the 5-minute as well. I thought we haven't yet. So we'll see if price keeps on pushing up from here. All this price action is inside of this whole price action as well. So it could possibly see a really good expansion afterwards. As you guys can see, we're already starting to have that expansion there. Right after this imbalance. So and it should come up and hit this 15-minute imbalance here. I would have liked if we would have hit this low before we actually started retracing. That way I could use this imbalance as a support if we trade above it. But looks like it didn't really want to get there. So we'll see if it actually starts rejecting this imbalance. If it would have hit the low, I would have liked for it to expand higher above the 15-minute and then just use it as support to continue higher. But it still left out that liquidity below here. So we should still anticipate it possibly going a little bit lower still. Okay, so it's starting to expand up higher now. So let's see how price behaves inside of these imbalances in here. Like I said, if it would have hit the low here, I would have liked for it to. I would have liked to see it just expand through this and then just come back down as support. We'll see if it still does it anyways, but if it starts rejecting, then it's most likely going to come down for the low down there still. Which it could, because we still have a lot of we have a lot of price action around this imbalance here. We have this low here, this swing low here, and then this swing low here as well. Pretty much around that area. Okay, so I already filled the full 15-minute imbalance here with this new 15-minute candle. The highest it could get, in my opinion, if it's still going to go lower, is the 50% of this wick. So I think that's the level that it should go as highest as a close if it's going to keep on going higher. But if the candlesticks here start closing inside of this imbalance, then we most likely might have that run lower still. We can see here how the 1 minute time frame actually hit this last up candle here before this down move. So we'll see if we start getting some momentum there. It looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. It's got about 30 seconds for the next 1 minute time frame, or 1 minute candle to form. So if we're able to come up and wick inside of this small imbalance that it's creating, I could possibly take that as a sell. And my stop's just going to be above that red level that I outlined. I think that should give me a good range for the low now. Yeah, pretty much a 3-to-1. No, I haven't traded Forex for about, I think, over a year now or two, possibly. I've been only sticking with NASDAQ, but in the private mentorship, once this service goes private, I'll be teaching everything that I knew about Forex as well. But yeah, it's been a while since I haven't traded Forex, I think about 2 years now. I think it was last year when I started, at the beginning of last year, kind of when I started trading NASDAQ. Just because of the timing and the movement of NASDAQ, I kind of like how NASDAQ moves. It has a lot more volatility, a lot more movement than Forex does. Forex has been shit these past years. It's been like really consolidated, and the timing as well, especially because this year I was thinking of possibly trade one pair of Forex this year, but then where I live, the daylight savings, we stopped having daylight savings this year, so now I had to get up 1 hour earlier than before. So that's why I decided to just stick with NASDAQ, because if, like, for example, NASDAQ, I could be up at the most 7:30, probably 8 in the morning. And Forex, I would have to wake up like at 6. So, and then, yeah, like I wouldn't have much time to be trading Forex. Like NASDAQ, I could either decide whether I sleep in and just sleep in the morning session and just trade the afternoon session instead. So there's a lot more of a time window for me to trade on NASDAQ. That's why I think I like NASDAQ a lot better now than before. It just complements more of the time for me where I live, you know. Yeah. Yeah, so like if I wouldn't be trading this morning session, I could still be asleep and just wake up like um I don't know, 3 hours after still, and still be able to trade. Whereas Forex, I wouldn't be able to trade on, I think this would be pretty much the last hour I would be trading Forex. So because that's when Forex starts kind of consolidating around these times of hours, like Euro USD. And really, I don't really like the movement it's had these past months either on the Forex market. I might trade USD CAD for a position trade later these months, possibly next month or around November. No, I think possibly next month. I want to see USD CAD head higher to make a new high. I'll probably swing trade that, but for day trading and scalping, I'm just sticking to US 100 Nasdaq. Okay, so I'm possibly not gonna get my entry anymore. It looks like it's most likely gonna just start falling down from here. So I think it should stay below this price range in here and just keep on heading lower. I don't think it's gonna come back to where I was looking for my entry anymore. So as you guys can see, pretty much came back inside that range. There's an imbalance here, and then there's another imbalance right there. So I think that's as most as I would like it to retrace now. I wouldn't really be using this as an entry anymore because I don't think it should go higher than the range here that I outlined. If it does go higher, then that means that it's possibly just came down here for liquidity under these lows or just to test this imbalance again. This 1 minute imbalance. If you take that out and stretch it out to the right, you can see that that's where the candlesticks dipped inside of, and it took this low out. So if it retraced a lot more, then it's possibly just going to keep on going higher. So for the lower prices, for us to reach the low down here that I mentioned from the beginning of the stream, I think it should just stay inside of this range or stay under that range and just keep on heading lower. I think we just opened up a 5 minute candlestick as well. And if you guys look at the 5 minute time frame, we have this up candle here to act as resistance. So that's you could see that the body's also still inside of that range I highlighted. So all this 5 minute candlestick, what it's doing is just retracing inside of this body here, and it should start expanding lower. I want to start seeing that 5-minute candle expanding down. It still has about 3 minutes or 2 minutes or so for it to close. But we want to see it start printing as a bearish candle. Looks like I had a really good spike on this open here. Had a lot of good volume coming in. It still has one last minute for this 5-minute candle to close. So hopefully you could see it close as a down candle, not just as an up candle. Because if it starts pushing up, it means that it's most likely on the 15-minute time frame. It only came down here to recapitalize on this last down candle, which is what we would not want to see if we want to aim for the lower objective down there. So we just wicked just a little bit above that area. That's okay. As long as we don't start pushing back up again. I think we should keep on heading lower. So just recall that level that I had here outlined as the entry. If it smashes through that, then it's going to come up for the high. But essentially, I mean, it should, if it's going to go that high, then I think it should. If not, it should stay still in this area that I outlined. It should stay under it still if it's going to go lower. I'm still looking for, so far, the low down here. There's liquidity under there. And under this low as well. I'll just go ahead and send this to the Telegram real quick. So far, the higher minute timeframes are looking good as well. We should really want to expand down. Once we break this low here, we should want to expand down just like we did up here. We should see a big down body candles print. We could possibly measure this here. It's just about 14,625. 14,625. Yeah, it takes us up to that level that I had an outline earlier that we didn't not test. So the highest, if it's going to keep on going lower, the highest it should retrace to is pretty much this up candle here. And I'll change it to a white color. That way we could see it better. I think that's the highest it should go if it's going to keep on going lower. I don't really want it to go all the way up there at in reality. I just wanted to just consolidate here and just out of nowhere just drop hard without any retracements back into this range here. Preferably, that's what I would like to see. I'll give it about 5 more minutes. If it doesn't start moving downwards, then I'll probably close the stream. I'll give it 5 more minutes for it to see if it comes down for the lows down here. Here we're starting to see a drop. I think this should be the drop now. In the next 4 or 5 minutes, like I mentioned. And this here is what could be really frustrating in trading, where it doesn't really go anywhere, just keeps on going up and low, but looks like it could finally have that break. We don't want to see it come back inside of this range anymore. It really has to want to leave it. Like I mentioned, like right here, like the volume of these up candles, we want to see the same volume of these down candles as well. Wanting to really want to fall down and reach the levels down here. Yeah, man, cabrón. Okay, so it looks like it only tested this previous 5-minute imbalance here. Looks like that's where it came down to test. But hopefully we could still see it come down lower. We have this 1-minute imbalance in here, which it barely did a higher high, like from this high here, made a small higher high. So we want to see it remain below that for it to keep on heading lower. We don't want to see it trade through it, and especially not come back inside of this range in here that I had drawn earlier. Essentially, this 1-minute imbalance should keep or hold price lower. Um, okay, so far it's been respecting at that 1-minute imbalance. We want to see it stretch down lower now. This is a new 5-minute candle as well, so that's good. It's good to see that the 5-minute candle open, and let's just go to the 5-minute time frame so you guys can see. So the 5-minute candle just pretty much opened up, had a really little wick up, and then came down. So we would preferably see volume start coming in on the 5-minute time frame to head lower. I don't really want to see it, the high of that candle be taken out anymore. So we should stay below this high here, essentially. And just keep on trading lower. So far, we've been getting that movement lower. I mean, it's been a really shitty price action around here, but essentially we've been moving each minute lower still. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna leave the charts like this. I'm gonna go grab a glass of water real quick. I'll it could be possible that price might get there down there before I even get back, but be right back. I'll be just a couple of minutes. All right, I'm back. That price really hasn't done much since I left. Let's look at the 5. We have a new 5-minute and 15-minute candle as well, so let's go ahead and check that. 5 and 15. Yeah, it looks like it could start going lower now. Like I mentioned, it possibly only had that retracement here into this imbalance, and it hit that level there on the 1-minute time frame, which was this up candle here. That's exactly where it hit before it came or started keying off of that level to start going lower. So it should come down since we already took out buy side here with this move up, came down. We undid the orders in here and in here. So it should keep on moving down for the liquidity under this low and the low down here as well. See if it has any bigger retracements here, because we're still on the 5-minute imbalance, I believe. Yeah, this one here. So hopefully it does not have any impulse or any sensitivity to those levels. If it does, then we still would have the 1-minute imbalance here, which it could just possibly test there and then keep on heading lower. But we wouldn't want to see price going higher than this 1-minute imbalance here. If it goes higher, then it's possibly going to want to come for the high up there. And it's probably going to leave the sell side liquidity for a different day. But essentially, we want to see it stay low still. I'm not sure how much time I put on for this live stream. I think I put like an hour and 15 minutes. So we might have just about 5 or 10 minutes left on the live stream. Probably 15 minutes at the most. So I'll just wait for the live stream to end, or either our objectives to hit. But so far we did call out this as being the high of this retracement here. I mentioned as well how we weren't supposed to consolidate, or sorry, we weren't supposed to have a bigger or a deep retracement here, that we should stay consolidated and just keep on heading lower. We've done that as well. And now I still don't think that we should have a big retracement. We should just keep under this imbalance in here still. Because if we break this and keep on going higher, it's most likely going to come up for this high here or test this up candle. If we ever have a retracement up and break this level here in a close, if a candlestick goes above it in a close, then it's most likely going to continue even higher. I'll just leave you guys with that in case if this stream ends before we actually hit the objectives down here. But so far, market behavior has been as I outlined until now. And we should open a new 5-minute candle now. With this one here. We have that 1 minute, and inside of that 1 minute, there's also a 5-minute imbalance. So that's why I really don't want to see it go any much higher than that 5-minute imbalance. And we could possibly just mark the body of this up candle here, which should essentially be as much as of a retracement that we would want to see. It'd be better if it doesn't go up there, though. It'd be better if it just keeps on heading lower from here. Essentially, the last minute candle just came up to test the high end of the 5-minute imbalance that was around here. So that's pretty much, I like that, how it just tested that high end, and we could hopefully start getting an expansion lower now. We're heading towards the last, well, I mean, we are already on the last hour of the AM session, so we should have the volatility kick in. Just give me 1 minute. I have someone at the door. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, so far price has just been banging around that 5-minute imbalance. But essentially we should leave that to the downside. Really sloppy price action the last hour or so. Okay, so let's say we break this low and are able to expand lower into this low here and the low down here. We should have a really nice quick run after breaking this low, which we just did right now. So I don't want to see it reject that low anymore. Just want to see it keep expanding lower and faster. And pretty much this here on the chart, this is all the information you need for you to able to map out this model here, or this sell model, with the buy side here being taken out, expansion lower, undoing orders from this range in here, staying inside of it, expanding lower into 5-minute imbalance, just balancing that out, and then expansion lower once again. And we should see a continuation lower here. I don't want to see price go above the bodies of these candles here. If it goes above that, that's not going to be good. So this here is pretty much as high as I want to see it go right now. If it does retrace, but essentially we should just see price remain bearish, keep on going lower for the sell side down here, and obviously the sell side with this pink line as well down here. If we go above the bodies here, that's going to change. That's possibly going to change the state of delivery from bearish to bullish. So that's why I don't want it. I would really not want to see price go any much higher than this line in here. Let's just look at the other indices real quick. US 500 is almost about to hit that low. Looks like US 30 already did take that low out. So it's just up to NASDAQ to follow through as well. Okay, so hopefully we could get that sell side before this live stream ends. Let me check real quick. How long I made it for? I made it for an hour and 15 minutes, so 9. Yeah, we probably have a little bit of time left. Probably 5 minutes top, so hopefully we could get that before the live stream ends. We're just hovering above this low here, and it should expand quickly low into it to attack that sell side. Once we break below, we should see it expand lower to this sell side down here as well. Essentially, it should not go higher than this high here. This is fine here, how it's retracing, that's okay. I don't, if it's gonna come down for this low here, I don't think we should really go much higher than these highs. Just stay below this low here. Probably just test that low, which I think it did. Yeah, it pretty much tested that low there. So that's good enough for that candle's retracement. That's all it should retrace, and it should start coming down lower now. And we have a new 15 and 30-minute candle opened up as well, which I'm actually looking at that on my phone. And it looks like it should not retrace much anymore. Just keep heading down for the low down here.
Okay, so we already went all the way down for the sell side. Didn't really have much interest to go for the next one, so we'll see what happens. Essentially, if it's gonna go lower, it should just have a retracement here into this green box and keep on going lower. But this live stream is gonna end anyway, so I'm just gonna close it now. And I'll see you guys on Thursday for the next English session, if not tomorrow for the Spanish one. Okay, you guys have a nice day. See you guys on the next one.